I know you have advice for women on being on guard about sexual violence, but in order to really understand that, please, if you could first give us a sense of how you were groomed by Ghislaine Maxwell when you were barely 22 years old. You were in LA and flew to New York. What happened?
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me. So that story was one of those where I was at school working, as a student full-time, working full-time, and I was approached by a fellow student who was further along in the program, which led me to meeting Teresa Helm at the beach in Los Angeles. These, unbeknownst to me at the time, these two young women were employees or recruiters, you could say, of the Epstein Maxwell network. And after my very long conversation, in-depth, detailed conversation of what this job opportunity exactly entailed, working for Miss Maxwell, as I was given this description through conversation with Teresa Helm, then I was flown across the country from Los Angeles to New York City to meet and interview with Miss Maxwell. And Miss Maxwell, as I was introduced to her, she was very polite, kind, very articulate, very emotionally connecting with me on every point and item that I would speak about and talk about with myself, my personal life, where I'm from, what I like to do, everything that I had to say, whether it was about Ohio, where I'm from, whether it was about my father. She had something to add and share and connect with me about the state of Ohio. She had something to add and share and connect with me about her father. She had something to add and connect with me about my birthday and her birthday and how they're one day apart, and how, you know, how that was our experience with that growing up. And so there were so many multiple back-to-back emotional connections. Everything that I was, where I was at in emotion and connection, she was right there with me. And that was what I know now to be an extremely efficient, effective part of the grooming process, which builds trust. The entire point of that is for her to make me feel like I could identify with her, like to make me feel like I belonged there, like I was worthy, like, because I understood very clearly by her beautiful home and photos of presidents on the wall with her in the photo. I was very clear. It was very clear to me that I was surrounded by a successful, powerful woman. However, she made me feel I belonged. And so that trust, that's exactly what she did.